what we are focusing on, how we can put the effort in conservation, by community development, which is another very important part when we talk about the conservation effort to wildlife. And that is, so we know that we have two species of clouded leopard. One is the mainland, which is our Neophylis nebulosa. I love the name. It's looked like a Harry Potter name, nebulosa, just magic wand. And I hope we all will have the magic wand to bring back the, the beautiful cat. And then we have the Diardi, Neophylis diardi, which is a Sundaland clouded leopard. And next one, please. And so we, by now we know the northeast, we know the habitat, how it is, the foothills of Himalayas, the evergreen forest, the woodland, grassland, wetland. So this is one big cat which is surviving in many different types of habitat, and still we don't know a proper ecological study on this particular species, and of course in other species as too. As S.P.E.C.I.E.S was talking about their arboreal ability, that they have their rear ankle which they can actually lock. Have you ever tried, like when we were kids, I remember that to the branch we used to lock our knee and hang upside down. Anyone has done it? Can you raise your hand? Otherwise, I will only think that I am the only tailless monkey who has been surviving till now. Good, good, Mahoy. Okay, so they are like that, but we lock our knee. It's difficult for us unless we are very big athletes to lock our ankle, right? But they can do it. So it's been amazing how they can climb upside down, like they can put their head down and go. They can climb the branch upside down. And once you see it, it's incredible. And next is their canine. Like they have the largest canine of any feline. That means, do the tiger have a small canine? No, it's about the physical, the body ratio wise. The clouded leopard has the largest canine. And even their head structure is much more broader. So there are many particular, you guys are working with science, you are studying, so you know much better that with different structures, the thing we have said, it is a big cat, but one thing it misses is the structure of their larynx, for which they can't do the roar like the tiger and the lion, like, oh, this is how you get it. Okay, so they are like, ow, ow. This is how they make the sound because their larynx doesn't support that, how they do it. So next is a recent study from UK and India have combinedly come across that Damphar Tiger Reserve has the highest density of nebulosa. And of course we who all have visited Damphar, we have seen that's a very rich forest out there. Next. Yeah, so quickly come to the umbrella species. And when we talk about the umbrella species, do anyone write grants over here? Like proposal grants? Any student out here? You can interact with me, otherwise I'll get bored, yaar. Anybody write grants? You do, okay, Amit. So you know how important the umbrella species is, especially if your species is not an umbrella species, but you need the money to extend your study, right? So it's not only that under the umbrella species, a lot of other smaller faunas or other species do survive, and that's very important. Under an umbrella species, we can detect the importance of the ecosystem, or we can select a particular habitat we want to work on for the conservation. And when we talk about an umbrella species, suppose HT is there, he's like the umbrella of the zoology department. Do you agree, guys?
Yes.
Good, at least with your name HT, at least I got to hear them. So he's like that, right? Anything you need to know, anything you go to him, right? So for that, when we focus on these particular species, then we save other species which are equally important to have a like ecologically rich habitat, a rich biodiversity. And as also I mentioned that it's not only for the ecosystem, it's also depend on the people who are living around that ecosystem. That makes also it very important. And then the threat to the population for last 1 decade, though it's amazing to see that how much people are coming forward for to save this species. I mean, people are talking about clouded leopard. It's been last almost 2 decades. You get many reports that this is their camera trappings are happening. So this is good, but equally their population is declining. And one of the major thing, more than the man-animal conflict or the illegal trade, one major thing is the habitat degradation, the fragmentation of habitat. Now imagine if the animals are living in pocket, as the S.P.E.C.I.E.S sir was mentioning, that we actually lose the gene pool. They need a natural corridor to maintain that good gene, and if the more they are becoming in a pocket, it will be difficult for them to survive for a longer period of time. And so for this now I come to the major thing what we were talking about, and I always believe the students have the most power to bring a change. And so there we have the conservation through community participation, which is so important, because without people, conservation cannot happen. Even when we are now working on proposals and grants, 80% of the thing we focus on the people, like the awareness, how we can bring it, how we can spread it, how we can bring the people who can involve themselves for the conservation, because single person cannot reach everywhere, right? So it's a major thing, it's a big thing what we should work on. So mostly, no, so the involvement and ownership. So, you know, we are, as a human, we have the tendency that if you give ownership, suppose my mom is going out, gave me the house key, that don't miss it. No matter whatever mischievous things I would do, I would have that mind, oh, I cannot lose this key, right? So it's like getting the ownership. Once you get the ownership, you feel that this belongs to you. There is a wonderful success story in Nepal, in Chitwan National Park. Maybe once we are done with this, I'll share that story. And this training and awareness. And training and awareness is not only for the trainers are going to train the people around it. It belongs for everyone. Even if you know about butterfly, even if you know about a grass, and you are going to 10 people to talk about that grass, that is training and awareness. It's not really, you don't have to be an expert. I'm not saying about you. I believe that you guys are awesome. So those things are there. So training and awareness is very important, because I believe that a lot of people, we don't even know that which are the like vegetations is there right outside my door, right? But if somebody is telling me, you know, this plant grow over here, that means the soil composition is so rich, otherwise this plant wouldn't have grown. If I see lichen somewhere, I say, oh wow, that's amazing, so much of lichen, that means less pollution. So those you know, specific things. So if you more communicate, if you give more communicate with the people who are there, but they are unaware of the current situation, if you just release your knowledge towards that, I think that brings a big change. And then alternative livelihood. So when we talk about alternative livelihood, I'm talking about the people who are living around the forest, you know, the local community out there. So imagine once we don't need the things from the forest, we just like reduce our dependency towards the forest, that makes a big change. Because if you start earning from something else, then the pressure on the forest reduces. So that's kind of a thing is the alternative livelihood, which can be for the community people is working for the conservation, and it can be this is last time when we came. Remember, Shri? Yeah. Yeah. Go back next, please. Yeah. So interaction with the community, and you know, if you get yourself into different like groups, if you go to the community, that what is the major thing they want, what is the major thing they want some change over there, or what are the changes they are facing for last 20 years. That is very important, because do you believe that data is something now, I think the most important thing we need right now for any kind of development or any kind of conservation work. And next, and as I was saying, focusing on the students. So it's the best way is to communicate with the students, because now the generation who are growing up, if they understand the crisis, the global crisis we are in, it's the climate change, and of course we are losing the forest. So if they understand, maybe they would not practice whatever we are practicing here. Like we have been into the practice of using things. And then with that, the teacher training programs, like who are the teachers in the remote areas, you know, there are too many schools. So if the teachers can come together, get the training that how we can imbibe or how we can ignite the power or the flame of protecting the forest into the younger generation, then it will be better. It's like a, you know, continuous chain which will happen. Next is the forest department, like the field, forest department field stuff exposure. So giving, I know they are coming from, of course they are coming into the forest, and every day they are patrolling. Their work is pretty harder than what we think from outside, but their way of documenting things, it's so important. Or everybody must not know about all the species which all are thriving in that particular ecosystem. So if I talk about the clouded leopard ecosystem, if I even, for examples, if I take Dampa, and we would say that if the forest people got to know about the tracks and signs, they know it well because they see it every day. But how to get that tracks and signs into the science, like a citizen science, I think there we would get an amazing data of clouded leopard out there, which is another important thing to look up to. And next, and of course, conservation, when we talk about the conservation tourism, it is another effective way, and there are many examples. Let me share one. So in Ladakh, okay, one we call clouded leopard the ghost of the jungle. Do you know which cat is called the ghost of the mountain? The ghost of the mountain. You can say it louder. Snow leopard, right? So we know that snow leopard habitat is in a higher Himalayas area. So in the same kind of habitat we share with Pakistan as well. And it's very unfortunate that people do trophy hunting till date. So in the adjacent country, still people pay money to do trophy hunting. And in India, the tourism has converted this whole snow leopard conservation into a huge success. I mean, the revenue which is generating in Ladakh right now, the people who got their livelihood, like people are opening homestays. The homestays, there are other people who are associated with the homestays, because you need people, you need the strength to run a homestay, to run an area. You need trackers, you need naturalists, you need a driver, you need a car. I mean, imagine a conservation tourism can end up having so many people into the business, and once you earn for a creature, of course, then you would take the responsibility of protecting it. So imagine if you have the idea that for the clouded leopard, if something can happen where the local community is getting something out of it, and they come on protecting the clouded leopard. I think that makes a big change. Okay, and with all this, I would say that I think Department of my colleague would say the rest about the conservation tourism, like what all he needs to do. But I would say that snow leopard, like the snow leopard, with clouded leopard, we really don't have much data. I mean, both are elusive. One is the coast of the mountain, another is the coast of the jungle, but we hardly have any data. So imagine if we spread out, if the people who are living around that area, or if people who are coming, we would develop a lot of trackers. That is another thing we can add to this conservation tourism. And conservation tourism not only bring a livelihood, but I think it actually encourages people to see the nature in a much different way. And I always believe that whatever you do, it's for the conservation of wildlife, or you are working on different species. It's not only the clouded leopard, or for nature as a whole. A pain should happen here. The day you would feel that pain here, I think the chicken would be like this. When you fail, I hope you don't, but if you fail, how much you wanted to get your marks? थोड़ा सा तो दर्द होता है ना? Or after the breakup, a lot of pain happens here. I mean, it's bad. So that pain makes you think a lot of good stuff. So losing an animal, losing a wildlife, or just protecting the nature, once you start to feel the pain here, I think that way we could stop a lot of pain which we have been practicing. And with that, I would ask the member to take over for the rest. Thank you.
Good afternoon all. I am Deepak. Basically, I am from finance background, but banker. But left the job to look for the forest, and then started my own wildlife tourism, conservation related tourism, the community related tourism. Conservation tourism. So most of the part Arpita already covered. Promote conservation, tourism, regular promotion. Next slide. The benefit of the conservation tourism, there is so many benefits. And if you see across the world, ecotourism, sustainability tourism, conservation tourism is growing rapidly. Both have a good and bad impact. If ecotourism or conservation tourism we can grow rapidly, there may be a chance of ecological disbalance, which we are going to discuss today's morning. Before that, I have a request. HOD is there. Yes, currently we are discussing. There is no state butterfly of Mizoram. So I would request to all Department of Zoology, if you are working with the forest department, can we together to ask or request to government declare the state butterfly, because state animal is there, state flower is there, there is no state butterfly. So I would request to HOD sir, please take up the initiative. Even Arunachal last year or 2 years back, Arunachal Pradesh also categorized in their state butterfly. And I request to HOD and forest departments and all other government declarators to please announce state butterfly. Economic development and sustainable livelihood, that point already covered by Arpita. Now win-win situation for tourist and stakeholder. Before the community tourism, one part is we need to develop a good guide. I have seen many places, suppose in Kana, Bandhavgarh and Page, other national parks, basically who is the tiger reserve, or the national park will keep a good amount of birds habitat. I have seen many students, many villagers, earlier they are poacher or hunter or they are normal forest worker, they became a good guide. Yeah, we need for the guide, they need training support, they need roadmap, they need knowledge. But a student can take the profession of guide. I mean normal alternatively. Suppose in free time, if you are a butterfly lover, if you are a birds lover, Arpita told me that Mizoram University campus is so many birds, even peacocks and birds in cobra also in the this compound I think they told me. So the students you can take also alternatively in your free time, you can develop your career as a guide. And do you have any idea that the northeast in Arunachal Pradesh, the amount of guides charged per day, anybody have any idea? 6,000 per day, and top guide can charge 8,000 per day for an expedition of only birding. If you go the Mayuriya Pass, Namdapha National Park, so Mizoram, Joey was there, Mizoram Tour, and the last year, Joe is last year probably. Mount Victoria Barracks, they are 2 years back. Yeah, 2 years back, they invented at the Mount Victoria Barracks at the Blue Mountain National Park. So, this is the species we conserve unless and until we can involve the community, villagers, stakeholders, and suppose if I ask the villagers to guide with me, he may assist with me 1 day and 2 days. But after 3 days, if you will not take money, he may not interested. So our main job is that along with the protection, along with the promotion of the destinations, promotions of the community, promotions of the homestay, we have to build up the strong guide, the strong strong tracker also. You heard about red panda. So red panda, there is a two place. I think you will see the Mizoram have a. I think Mizoram red panda. Habitat of red panda. Do you see anyone seen red panda in Mizoram? No, but in Arunachal Pradesh, in Singapore National Park, West Bengal or Nepal Park, there is a good number. Only for the red panda, foreigners came, even people from across the northeast, Mumbai, Pune, Bangalore, they came. Red panda is a very, very elusive, and they also almost the same habitat, upper part of the Mysore, the tree. So red panda tracking, the guide, normal guide, villagers, they have got the earlier guide to Sangapusu. They now also doing the bird guide and red panda guide. They also earn a good amount of money. So conservation tourism or eco-tourism or sustainability tourism development always depend, not only depend on the forest department, but it totally depends upon the people. It may be your brother, it may be your father. So our main motto is that to suppose yesterday, preserve natural heritage fauna and flora. Yesterday we visited Menki village. It's around 2 hours, 2.5 hours from Sai and when I visited, we crossed the Kali Wildlife Sanctuary. And I have seen mountain bamboo, so many birds, it's raining, and we encounter almost 20 species of birds, and apart from that, we encounter the mountain bamboo trees, which are very elusive birds, very hard to take the photograph. People are going to Nagaland for taking the photograph, but yesterday we flew and we saw a colony of house swallow. Sweet. Almost 200 nests over there, and more than 300 to 400 sweet was there. So we have to document all the things. If you're going by road, you see a butterfly, you can take a snap on your mobile. You can upload your page. I think Department of Zoology can make a page of wildlife from Mizoram. They can maintain it, and any student, suppose in your campus, if you want the campus, you see the bird, you see the butterfly, or any snakes, mammals, anything, you can upload that. That's also a conservation. Conservation not only going to the forest, going to inside the forest. If you take photograph, if you take any documentation and paste, it's also conservation. That is conservation through lens, conservation through mind, conservation through heart. Next, that's already covered. One point, just a minute. One point I have to minimize negative environmental impact. Today is our seminar room. All the water bottles are plastics. I think next time you please put a filter over there and keep cup of the made of paper. It's not required. So we start from here. So this we have to try to minimize negative environmental impact. Respect local communities, because yesterday when we visited the main areas, there is a cave, there is some rituals. So we have to always respect the local communities. If suppose the next episode of the village, when we cross the cycle, good show. So villagers worship the snakes. So they are believing in that. So we have to respect the local community, from local culture, local heritage. Next, what is the advantage for, sorry, not government, it is the, what is the advantage for the collaboration? Carrying capacity assessment, we can go to a place where the good number of habitat, good number, not only clouded leopards, suppose I think Sir Vice DC also told about the SEO. So you can go to the any forest, any of the national park, woodland or blue mountain. So assessment the capacity of this park, what is the flora and fauna over there. Number 2, ecosystem based planning. If we go to the planning, when we go to the planning, which place we should develop as a community tourism, as a sustainable tourism. Suppose we develop a place 20 kilometers, we have to go 20 kilometers walk and then go to the spot. It will not work, because it may work for some hardcore researcher, it may work for some hardcore wildlifer, but it may not work for the normal tourist or normal wildlife lover. So we have to keep in mind when we planning, suppose we are establish a ecotourism facility over there, but it will be accessible by all. Maybe 1-2 kilometer walk is there if it is a good place, but always we have to keep in mind that planning should be available for everyone. Now, education and intervention across all ages, that I and Arpita already mentioned that the guide program, villagers, we have to educate the villagers. Some villagers, they going everywhere to the forest, but they may not have a knowledge or biological layer or scientific layer. But if you, but they can easily denote a tree in local language. They can give you the idea of where, suppose a bird. If only that restricted to that area. Suppose if I talk about any tragopan, which documented from the Blue Mountain National Park, Maui, today morning I saw in the mobile. So, where the bird habitat is there, because conservation and sustainability tourism must be habitat oriented. So, keep in mind when we are planning, we must keep that habitat always intact. There is a minimal impact of the habitat. Minimize infrastructure impact already. Waste management, that's already covered. We can, in ecotourism places, we can use less plastics, less footprint, that is the main, and solid waste management required. Local community involvement, we already discussed. And the majority is conservation funding. This is the important. Nowadays, not only government, all the CSR, corporate social responsibility is there. So you can ask for department can ask for the corporate social responsibility or tie up with the government for the funding. Regulation and enforcement. So strong regulation is required for the conservation. Suppose we go this place and this place, some of the restricted place we cannot go. So for that reason, we needed good regulation and enforcement. I think already Wildlife Protection Act is there, but some guideline we need for the tourism, conservation tourism. Guests also can ask for the will go at the night for the reason, but no, you can leave your campus after the 6-7 p.m. if it is. So we have, the main motto is that we cannot disturb the habitats. Okay, and monitoring adaptive management. This is a major thing. Suppose I initiate a program, and suppose we have to develop a village or ecotourism place, and that place is no control. Adaptive management is it should be audited. The check the infrastructure over there time to time and the cost control over there. If we incur the heavy cost, so that project will not survive due to the cost. So running expenses is there. So we have to bring down all the things, monitoring the how it's going, how the project is going, how the guide will respond, how the money will come, and that money will go to the villagers or stakeholders or not. This is a very important part. Unless this monitoring the management, monitoring the it's very difficult. Next. So already Arpita said most of the mountain in Ladakh, even not in Ladakh. I mentioned as I am the wildlife tourism operator since long. Not only Ladakh, in Himachal, the place is called Tibet. If you earlier 5, 6, 7 years back, almost 7, 8 years back, spotting a snow leopard is very difficult, very difficult. Nowadays, in the month of January to March, if you go to Tibet in the Himachal Pradesh from the S.P.E.C.I.E. Valley across the Gabia, nearby Kaza, almost people across the world book 1-2 years in advance to see these animals. And earlier, Tibet there is no hotel and there is no homestay. Nowadays, there is a 7-8 days program across the world. People are come for this elusive world. Now, question is that this type of tourism cannot be happened in clouded leopard because snow leopard, maximum snow leopard is over the upper region of the Himalaya, and when the snow covered, they will come down. But in case of clouded leopard, it's not possible because clouded leopard live in the dense forest. But what we can track, we can initiate the nature trek. Further, we can go 5 kilometers, 7 kilometers, 8 kilometers inside the forest to see this, and we can initiate that nature trail or nature path for the clouded leopard. So we have to check the feasibility report of the clouded leopard tourism. But overall, the main motive to go, if you want to conserve the species, if you want to go through the species to conserve the habitat of the species, you have to keep in mind sustainability, natures, and community participations. So, I will finish my any questions? Okay, thanks, Sula. Yeah. Hello? Yeah.
No, sir. I hope I also experienced that there are lots of clouded leopards and lots of tourists ask us for encountering this species. So suppose if you are about to go, if you are going to Golden Leopard, is there any accommodations there provided by the forest department or the tourism department?
Till now, there is no, actually in Dampa, I think forest guest house is there. And in other place, Blue Mountain, another homestays is there. Homestays is there.
Yeah.
So I think we this is the first time Mizoram government has initiated the clouded leopard day. But we have to go give to the proposal to build up infrastructure over there because it's a very elusive. So you need good number of guide, educated guide, good number of forest people who are very monitoring the animals. Yeah.
Another question is that for forest department, first of all, forest division has set up a bureau there. It's near in the buffer area of the Northern National Park.
Yeah.
Since then, it's useless. It's useless because there is no water, no electricity. So how will we just build the building without water, without electricity? It's only painted with the forest color, green and red color. The color and the building is good. But without water, electricity, the tourism, eco-tourists, those tourists will come to see our wildlife, and what is very hard for them to access our limited our wildlife. So I think we have to make some plans in furnishing our forest size, forest center. It is called a bear lodge. It's called a bear lodge.
Yeah.
But it's of no use. Nobody uses it. So we have to.
Yeah, I understand. In India, maximum forest reserve happened for the corbettes because corbettes is a tourism circuit. There is a forest bungalow tourists can stay. In India, maximum forest reserves are built for the forest official, not for the tourists. So sometimes forest officers are built once in a year, 6 months. Who are engaging the staff because the caretaker of the bungalow is not a regular worker, is a daily laborer, not a regular payroll. So some disadvantages over there. That's why we emphasis on the community program and community tourism sustainability program. Suppose you stay in the Mizoram National Park, so you have to identify the villagers because true wildlife need only two things: a clean bed and clean toilet, not luxuries. So if you want to, it is our duty, government's duty. Tomorrow we have a meeting with the tourism minister. I will definitely raise the issue with the minister. So I think Mizoram tourism is changing. Even they are participating in different tourism fairs across the India. So I think you will see the changes within the next 2-3 years little bit. And we cannot, as it's a wildlife tourism, as it's a wildlife, and clouded leopard is a very elusive, so we cannot go fast. There is a first you need a feasibility report. There you need how many clouded leopard over there. If tourists come, if clouded leopards spotted easily or not. There is so many parameters over there. But all the parameters we can achieve if we slowly phase by phase. Suppose you have to visit the Mizoram National Park, then you documented the whole things, do the road map, where can clouded leopard lie, which is their habitat in the morning or evening, where can go. So infrastructure is forest department infrastructure is not least always a problem because their resources is very low. But that's why I and Arpita also emphasis for the community tourism. For as a student, you can build up your alternative career as a guide, which I already mentioned. Arpita also.
Hi. That's a very nice question actually. But I would say, why they are pointing, sometimes it is very easy to point out that they are not doing their kind of job they need to do. I would say that it will be really good that if few students can work as a volunteer and join the hands with the forest department. And as I met Mrs. Said, he is approachable. So this actually you should take the opportunity as long as that person is okay to receive things. So imagine if that place you are talking about is not appropriate for staying. You can say, sir, we would come here from morning, we will stay here for 2 days, take a day, carry your food stuff. Okay, don't leave your footprints, just go there. You say that what kind of things needs to be done. See that. Tell them that this can be done.
Yes, I was raising the question because I know the place. And I've been through all of these other sanctuaries. That's why I was raising that question. I was raising that question because of that.
You are that student who knows know the answer and then you ask a question?
No,
Just
if
kidding.
there is no
Just
if there is no initiative from the government, the public, even us as volunteers, we have set up a homestay there. But it does not it's not sustainable. We can set up for only 1 year. But after that, I think some government initiative like SAR, like Elusive tourism, I think they have to hear about this. What are the conditions which we are facing? This is why I raised my question.
totally. And this is great that you have not only asked the question, but the thing is that you are aware of it.
Yeah.
That what we need to do. So imagine, so you can be one resource person for that. Because you say that you have visited a lot of places
Yeah.
where there are this kind of deficit things are there which need to be improved. So imagine if you make a point that these are the things which is missing,
Yes.
and to run a tourist lodge or to run that place,
Yes.
you need very basic thing what he has already mentioned. For a wildlife cover, they just need something
Yes.
on the top of their head, and if there is a bathroom, then you use it. If there is no bathroom, why? Like, do your nature files in the wild is fantastic. It's nothing like that. So the thing is, so if you really think that what are the measures you can take, imagine that is for data. So if you are, this is the place, this is the habitat. There are the perspectives of these are the animals over there, these are the bird species over there, and people can come here, they can pay, they can stay there and do this. If you can make a report, you know, writing has huge power.
Okay.
Nothing verbal happens. If we are talking, nothing is happening. We go to the minister, he will listen, he will forget.
Yes.
Main thing is that paper on the table, put it again and again, make it hammering. Without hammering, conservation cannot happen.
Actually, I think SAR is from the forest department. That's SAR.
No, I am not in. Sorry, not. I am the forest, not forest department. Actually, I run my own company, which is the wildlife tourism business. But mostly, and for the clouded leopard, and always for the wildlife tourism, you don't need to use forest systems all the time. You can take the accommodation 1 to 2 kilometers far from the national.
It's a fact that accommodation has been set up with the village council secretary. So it's basically there. But just aware that we have some government, the government has accommodations which is not how will I say, which we cannot use till date. So just aware of those things and just to see if we are about to visit the National Park for leopard photography or even to check cameras, I just want to aware others the feasibility of like accommodations and all. That's the reason why I raised this question. Thank you. Okay.
That's I think this is for everyone. He has asked the question, but for everyone I'm telling you, I think that's why promoting this homestay, you know, it's so important. Because, one time it can come that there are a lot of people, but we don't have that, place to make them stay. It's not only the forest places. Imagine when, apart from the forest to lodge or from the forest guest house, if you are living in a community area, in a homestay, it's not only about the wildlife. You are getting to know about the culture. You are getting to know about the day-to-day, how you are living. And imagine all the people around the world, I'm telling you, stories sell. It's not the structure, it's the stories. People pay, you go to cinema to watch stories, right? So you pay for it. Actors are crorepati now, and we are like all roadpatis who go to watch the stories, right?
Yes.
So that's what we need to bring up.
Okay. Thank you very much.
And best part is that nowadays I have seen in my experience when last in International Tiger Day, Global Tiger Day on 29 July, we are present in a organization ceremony. I have seen many young bloods are coming to conservation. That is a very good. That is a very good sign. Even it's not only happening all the national across India. So many people like you are in the conservation field. So many people are like documented everything. So what I request you earlier, please maintain a page of under the Department of Zoology, Mizoram Wildlife. Yeah. Okay. So put daily update the daily if you've seen in the campus. I have already told this also a conservation. Okay. Thanks everyone.
Thank you, Arpita Dutta and Mizoram for an engaging and insightful presentation of tablet leopards. Next, we are delighted to welcome Riahrun Tours, a research scholar who will now share his insight with us. We are grateful for the support of our generous sponsors. To share a few words, I will now invite a representative from Riahrun to come forward. Please join us on stage and share your thoughts with us.
Thank you everyone. Hey, wait up. The social media constraints is who introduce to one of the constraints was so we were trying what they can what they call in a one I believe there are non-diesels. Can you understand this one? No, we don't. Okay. Today I'm very grateful to be a part of this program. We have done a bit of sponsoring. So they could not make it today since they have some business meetings today. So other than that, I love conservation. I love tourism industry. I give my effort since 2016. I've been trying to promote rural community tourism. So this is about me, and today I'm very glad to be a part of this whole process of conservation of the clouded leopard. The one time I saw you, the book I can't meet up Shri. This is what is all over today. Oh, hello, baby. This one, July the time I saw you something, but what the conservation? Kilra, the clouded leopard, the lady say, okay, get for me, they must say. Kantak ni amoya resources tamni tak kaya nungsa amoy kantak kaya shalai ni ipe swamai ni shalai ni telo chuan foye ni akit kaya ba so kar toni ngorkan doktor shalai ni kui mo ni kaban soi del tua chuan homestay nungsa le mur le because soya ni kantak alfan challenges ai sana to dia nda tamu ko ba ini ko kan develop loka masih kuisati laumaya kamaya unsian tu kam na oba masih be nonglokin di ula mika kan suida so misen dika kas be do makali a tim tu lo ya twanin tang zo ka kan nun ni akal la kala akwala kui chuma chang kan na in road we that car that and so we are back to the basic is it to copy the Roma but it has so that and they can do the thing come to that run wire to start to see my before so when you know there's also many conservation clouded leopard can cook and some one give pena and over the so opportunity
Okay, thank you to Riahrun for the generous and willing contributions to our event. Next, let's welcome the representative from S.P.E.C.I.E.S to introduce the video.
Hello guys, and yes, sorry. Okay. So yeah, I'm the guy behind it, and I'm working with species. That logo you are seeing right here, that's our organization's logo, and actually we are working like all over the world where the species cloud leopard exist, in especially Southeast Asia. And I am the coordinator in Mizoram that are doing. And I started actually not with species initially. I started like from other organization, University of University in Mizoram. And it was around 4 years and 10 months back that I came to Mizoram. And I directly went to Woodland National Park because my visit was there just one small carnivores. And there I saw three dead louder leopards in one day, and their story has been already published. You can find it on my research page. So on that day, I decided that I won't leave whatever happened to me or to my project, whatever the reason, I won't quit from Mizoram until unless I will change local people's perception, because I know the hardships and the pain of Mizoram and how forest department couldn't cope up with the locals, because there is always a gap between forest department and locals. So I try my best living close to the locals and to change their perception towards it, because even if in my presence nothing is going on and all that. So you have to, and you work like in from base area and with the in remote areas, you have to understand local people's thinking, how they are thinking, and you have to become one of them to change them. So I did that, and luckily my colleague NS that was asking questions before, and well, he and me we tried to start a homestay here in Murray. There was a abandoned building, government building, which we tried to delete with the locals. And it went to a film initially, and people from Switzerland also came. But after that, I moved out to Aizawl for my PhD, and I started also extended my work doing the Riahrun or region now more working at local wildlife sanctuary. That already for the American review was from local wildlife sanctuary, which is the most part of Mizoram. So yeah, still the war is going on between conservation and this guerrilla hunting and things. But we can put the lower orders strictly on locals because actually what I felt that the didn't know like they are charters of the importance of the species. Like they are vulnerable with their part there. So whenever they go to the forest, they just aim for any animal and kill them. Just like but it's aim for practicing Mizoram, so we can blame them. So we can just avert that it is a not very hard process. So if we take the decision ourselves, like hey, I had a Mizoram Mizo Mizo itu agak Joan Mizo trong cái trang từ thông tin này ông cần đó chính là có về một areas của Joan rampak so ako mong dahil share ko Joan ali chapter plan share kay the program niya the program case that state that jina dito ko isa people that capture case and disina Joan Marvel capture sa state disina habas may reform ako ng iraki anti-share to kay andu ha federal food blue andu siya so ang team lang mission ang share ko kay that's what federal ha so ang shout sila so illegal electric nito mase technically our about that what these people are doing very bad for Mizoram and already I think lost a lot from their land and they are trying to invest here to get the valuable threads and bones and skulls from your soul. Yeah, I'm trying to do a long way for first. I asked maybe to do that. Why don't you go to Dampa? As you see, Dampa is already famous and most of researchers are going there. And Mizoram is not just about Dampa. There are 9 more protected areas. And they are far more remote than Dampa. Dampa is very easier to approach and Forest Department is doing whatever they are doing, but they are doing well. They are so livelihood options, yeah. There is so much programs are going on now. So I said I have no any interest to go down that I have to explore. There is even for more than I was there for the 3 years continuously. The whole lockdown I was there and it was my best time ever in my life. Because I never felt Corona, so what is the effect of Corona there, and I learned this on this. They are in the during lockdown, so and now I am extending my work towards that. So after that, I will move eastern part of Mizoram, so and I will be here until unless at least 30 to 40% of mindset of locals can be changed, and it will be great to do that. So yeah, I can't do it myself because I need a big team, and my colleagues are there that helping me very much in every work. So yeah, this program is all about this thing actually. So why I like this program in bigger, I need this in bigger picture because see even in ISO people don't know what is Kerala, what is cloud record. Kalau akan bingung, bisa mau ikan ada. Is it in Mizoram? Is it what is done also? I said at least they educate people to know fast. Then they can educate their friends, their relatives. Because I know Mizoram is all about unity and kindness and also every people are connected with each other with love and kindness and hope. So they can tell their families, their relatives, and this word can be spared like very rapid life of Mizoram. I think only Mizoram they can do it. If they can hunted down an animal in one night, and they can spread awareness in one night too. And I believe in that. So thank you.
we will now proceed with handing out certificates to all our presenters as a token of our appreciation for their valuable contributions today. I have with my Professor PhD and examiner to hand over the certificate.
Arpita Dutta is not over. Deepankar Roy.
As we come to the end.
If anyone to tell about anything for this program, how did you feel and how from your heart you can speak up with anyone.
Is anyone saying?
I don't think so.
Okay, anyway, let me be the talkative person only. But seriously, it's been an amazing pleasure to be here, though we do have very less time. I mean, if you need to talk about conservation, exactly, I mean, how you were saying that I got this thing that I could stay here, I think whoever works in conservation have that thing in mind, and it's very difficult to talk about conservation in this particular small time, but yeah, but I think this has been amazing to be here, and especially every time I came to Mizoram for my own work, especially. But when this thing is and the motive is for the conservation and too much of gathering, even the ministers and everybody is taking that initiative. That is, they have heard it that this is one of the particular species we need to talk about. And your videos and everything, I think it's a great initiative to start the effort for conservation.
Yeah, like social media is actually powerhouse being impact this thing. So I also doing it by producing like some good videos and photos also. So I can post it on social media. I have got some followers, so it will be a good initiation to spread awareness on social media. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, yeah.
One question is that what is the other status? I mean, what is the status of protecting corridor? I mean, other wildlife protected is there any corridor which can connect?
Yeah, the corridors what I hear there is corridor available, but many of them are limited by locals. The locals like farming purpose and all, because the populations are growing and the June, the white practice of June cultivation is very high in this region. So we can like it will be a long process, but I think like all we know that developing state and developing country is very hard to control also. Yeah, but we'll be there someday definitely. And I will be not leaving Mizoram until unless we will change this thing. So yes. So yeah, in the end, I will play another video will be just for like tourism purpose that I have made. So I think I should play, but some places might be limited, so don't mind. And after that, launch this outside. Yeah, thank you. can have our lunch outside. So yeah, signing off for this program. Thank you.